Riley. Riley.
Hi.
There's someone here who wants to meet you.
We're live.
Okay,
We're live. We're live.
Everybody shut up. Shut up. We're live.
Shut the fuck up. We're live.
We're live. Okay, we're doing it live.
Shut your mouth.
Was that Bill O'Reilly?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Bill O'Reilly, what a guy.
That's my best version of Bill O'Reilly.
Yeah.
Okay, but anyway, Max, we'll go ahead and preface our
Hello.
conversation a little bit here.
Hello.
If you're
Hello.
if you're listening to this episode, we've probably already previewed this to a certain extent, but we want to talk about this robot they have out there that's made for kids.
Yeah, it's a robot that I saw advertised to me. I think I was actually looking at a synthesizer video, and it was an ad that came up before it.
And the name of the robot is Moxie.
It's Moxie.
Yeah.
It's
That's hilarious. You're looking at synthesizer ads, and the computer's like, this guy needs a friend.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want to get it and like teach it how to play synthesizer.
I do.
Yeah.
Maybe it can teach me how to play. But yeah.
Or
this
it just like sings.
Yeah.
But this robot does a lot.
More meep.
This robot does a lot. Tell us some features here, Lamar.
Okay, well, so yeah, it's an advertisement that came up, and it was like skippable, but I had to watch the whole thing, and it's like, it starts out with like, you know, the parents like introducing this child. What is he like? Probably 4 or 5 or something.
I think he's a little bit older than maybe 6 or 7.
They're like
First grade.
introducing it like, here's a new friend for this kid, and they like show it to the kid, and it's like, befriends this kid in this 2-minute advertisement.
Yeah.
And it like holds the kid's hand. It reads, it like listens to bedtime stories. It asks the kid how he feels about the day, like how he.
Yeah, that was the trippiest part to me, where he was like, "Hey, kid, what did these other kids do to you on the playground?" Like this
Right.
robot is talking to this child about emotional things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, did you pull anything from that, Max? Like, what did you think of it?
Well, the first thing I noticed, and I just watched it again,
Yeah.
was the way that the parents approached the kid. They were like, they walked in the room like, this is our last friggin' resort. You know, like, they're like,
Bring in the
I
robots.
have no idea.
I have
no idea what to do with this kid.
Just crossing their fingers
And so
behind
they
their back.
get this
Like,
little
there
robot.
we go.
Totally, but like they're not even like talking to. They're talking to him like he's Damien from that movie, like that
Yeah.
devil kid or
No,
something. Like
I definitely
they're
got
like,
an
yeah.
Omen vibe out of the commercial. It was weird. That was weird.
Like, when is this
it was
robot
like
gonna?
the kid just showed up on their like the kid just showed up on their doorstep or something, and they're like, I don't know, I guess like we'll do our best here, but. But
well, I always wanted
yeah,
a baby,
what
but not this way. I guess we're gonna.
Yeah.
I always wanted a robot, so I guess I'll get a kid so I can get him a robot. Yeah, but yeah, like what a and it looked like it had the capability to program like goals that you wanted the kid to complete,
Yeah.
like maybe homework goals or something.
Well, yeah, no, I noticed
Is that correct?
too. Like the mom is.
Yeah.
Her smartphone is
She's
connected
sending
to it.
messages to the robot, just like, "Hey, I want you to teach my
Right.
kid about this tomorrow." And I'm
That's wild, hey.
I'm just thinking about like the childhood trauma this child is gonna create like later on in his life. Where it's like, "Hey, yeah, mom,
Yeah.
remember when instead of hugging me, you bought a robot? Remember that?
Yeah, totally.
You remember
And
that,
I'm gonna
Mom?
go.
You
Hold on a sec. That thing wasn't a real personality. That was just my parents
Yeah.
programming it. You know? Yeah.
Right.
It's like
I thought
like
we were friends.
yeah, like Hey, do the dishes, Tommy. Do the dishes. I think it's a really good idea. Or give your mom a back rub, Tommy.
Go rub your mom's feet, Tommy.
Yeah, totally.
Maybe
I'll give you rub your mom's feet.
maybe that's the hidden secret.
Yeah.
Like the robot actually turns into like a really terrible parent over time. Like, you were a mistake,
Right,
Tommy.
right.
You were never meant to be alive,
Yeah, like-
Tommy.
Your parents would rather just have me, Tommy. Yeah.
I don't make mistakes,
Yeah.
Tommy.
I'm better than you, Tommy.
I thought it was really strange that they had like missions. Like he was like, your mission today is to, whatever,
Yeah.
like see how other people are feeling or something like that.
Yeah.
It reminded me of like how video games today have like accomplishments where you unlock achievements when you like get certain goals. It just made me think that they're like,
Right, yeah,
this kid's like in a video game world where it's like, does he even know this isn't real?
Yeah.
Like this is reality or like, is it kind of blurring the lines?
Yeah.
Like this is all
Your
video game?
objective today.
Yeah.
Well, so yeah, when his parents walk in with this thing, he's on an iPad. His parents enter. He doesn't look up. He's just zoned into this iPad, swiping it, whatever.
Yeah.
And then they put this thing in front of him. Still doesn't look up. I don't think he looks at his parents once, which is already like, you don't give somebody a piece of technology if they can't even look up from the one that they have already. I don't think,
Do you think it maybe
like-
it's like marketed
Well,
as
yeah.
a way to get kids off screens then because it's like because
Yeah.
it doesn't have a screen? I wonder if that's part of it. They're like,
possibly.
get your kid to interact. What's the
Yeah.
tagline? It's something about soft skills, like teaching kids soft skills.
Yeah, something about soft skills.
Yeah.
Like squeeze my hand.
Yeah.
Hey, that could be. Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
a good angle. I mean, like,
Yeah.
yeah, because he's basically like a 3D screen, but like, one dimensional.
Mhm.
If you know what I mean. Like, yeah, like
Yeah.
he's like a personality that kid can kind of like branch off of,
Yeah, that
and you gotta
Yeah.
learn from.
that was just
So
the
that's
creepiest
kinda
part to me.
interesting.
The creepiest part to me was the robot.
What was that?
Was the robot showing affection
Yeah.
to the child?
Yeah,
in
the
video.
handhold. I
The
thought.
handhold.
That's
I thought
over
was,
Yeah.
the line. Over the line.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
much.
what's this
Yeah,
robot
dude.
gonna start
First of all,
asking
look at
for
the thing's
next?
hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's next?
Yeah.
How
Look at the
much
thing's
closer
hand.
can I
It's
get?
not even a real.
So, sit
It's
in my
like
lap.
a weird, like mitten sort of thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hold my mitten,
Yeah.
my robot mitten.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
yeah. My hoof, my robot hoof.
Touch my
Robot
hoofs.
hoof.
Yeah. I don't know. I
Yeah,
think
that's very strange.
I got the impression
Mm-hmm.
that maybe this idea was conceived when somebody has like an autistic child
Yeah.
and that kid is supposed to be
Mm.
like depressed, like emotionally depressed because it can't connect with other humans.
Yeah.
And this is a way to like give it
Mm.
a semblance of a human connection by teaching it having a robot teach it because
Yeah.
robots are more in
Yeah.
tune with autistic people. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
just this spells childhood trauma to me.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you think that we're just old? We're just
like,
old and
remember-
we don't
hey,
like it?
Hey, Dad, remember that time that you didn't want to play catch with me, so you gave me that robot?
Yeah.
Right,
Dad,
right.
remember that-
Wait, yeah, I wonder.
Remember
Yeah, wonder
that
if his
robot that
parents
gave
are
me a
just never
hug when you
home.
wouldn't give me a hug, Dad? Remember how great that
Yeah.
was, Dad?
Yeah. You remember when you guys moved to Italy for 3 months and left me with the robot, Dad? You remember that? Yeah, like, okay. And I was kind of. Did you guys ever see that movie Chucky?
Yeah.
You know, the
yeah.
doll.
That was the first thing I thought when I saw
Yeah.
it. Like it seemed like a movie, like a trailer for a horror film. Like when it first started, I was just like, "Oh man,
Yeah,
this thing's gonna turn on a
exactly.
family." You know?
Yeah.
And then you're kind of like, oh, this is real. Yeah.
It's,
Yeah. Yeah, because in the new Chucky, the remake, it's actually like that's basically the premise: is the mom gets the kid a doll
Oh.
to be his friend because he's having a hard time, and it is a robotic doll. It's not like possessed like in the old Chucky's where
Oh,
you
yeah.
that
Yeah.
criminal actually possesses the doll.
Right.
But this one is just like that. It's like a little robot doll that's meant to befriend this kid that's having issues.
Yeah.
But then it's corruptible and it's set into the wrong mode or something like this.
Yeah.
Well, here's an interesting question,
yeah.
Max. Here's an interesting question.
Yeah.
Do you think this spells the beginning of the end?
I think that's a great question, man. But I don't think it's the beginning of anything. I think it's just another gear in the whole machine, isn't it? Yeah.
Well,
I think it's.
I guess if you're going to look at it that theoretically, it's always the beginning of the end, right?
Yeah. I guess and the end of the beginning. Yeah. I mean, it's always some point.
I'm at the end of the beginning and at the beginning of the end.
And the beginning of the beginning and the end of the end and all of it, I guess. Yeah.
But anyway,
the robot revolution.
Yeah, that's more what it's about, I think.
So I guess nevertheless, like coming to the end of this discussion, like what are some final thoughts about this robot? Like, is it good for the world? Is it bad for the world? Or is it a little bit more nuanced than that? We'll start with you, Max. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's so new that it's. I mean, we've all. Like, we had not chia pets. What were those? Neopets.
Do you think we're just like, we're just a bunch of old fogies just being like, this scares me and I don't like it?
Yeah. I don't like the cut of this robot's jib.
Yeah.
I don't like the
robots.
Robot. That, first of all, I refuse to call them robots. I'm calling them robots.
They're robots.
So I just wanted to state that.
Yeah, it's important.
But yeah, I think it's probably, there's going to be, it is the beginning of something like that, where it's only inevitable that these things are going to be created. Maybe there's an Apple version one day where it's like, I mean, it's just the technology as it rolls out and gets cheaper and more intricate.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be all sorts of crazy stuff like that. Maybe even like a dog, like you've seen those dog robots where they push them over and you can get back up, or babysitters that are robots. Like, I mean, it's been prophesied in every sci-fi movie I can think of.
Yeah, true.
But we never really. I think people are like, oh, let's make it happen.
Yeah, this robot kind of is
like,
a babysitter.
what's that?
Yeah.
Murphy's Law. Yeah. Yeah, the babysitter. Just a robot shows up at your door with a pizza. It's like, all right, let's watch
robots.
Let's watch movies, Tommy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it could be pretty cool. Even it's just an unknown thing, and unknown things can be kind of intimidating or scary at first. So it'll be interesting to see where it goes. Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not against robots, but
I like robots.
I like robots too, as long as they don't destroy the world. What do you think, Lamar?
I think it could be a good thing. My main concern is that I don't think our AI is really there yet. Like, I have a smartphone, and I have Siri on my phone, and Siri is really dumb. Like, she doesn't know anything. She can't answer complicated questions.
I got an Amazon Echo in my house. I can't answer shit.
They've come a long way, but I mean, I think there's some serious limitations. And when this kid, like I'm more curious about how this thing was coded, like how it's programmed to respond to questions, because machine learning has gotten really advanced in the last 5 years, like in terms of learning, like by talking to it and learning its phrases and things. But it's still like not that smart, really. I don't think. I'm kind of curious. Like, I kind of want to get one of these. Maybe somebody can like gift us one, so we can train it and have it on as a guest on our show, and just see what it sounds like.
If you guys want to buy us a Moxie, go ahead and shoot us a message at twohonkspodcast@gmail.com.
We'll take one.
We'll tell you where to Venmo us.
Yeah, we'll take one. I'd be curious to see how it would do as a guest.
But and I mean, I guess my final thing with this Moxie thing is like, okay, so as a parent, like I have a child, and my child is very young, so I'm obviously not extremely experienced in this, and I shouldn't be giving everybody advice, but hey, I have a podcast, so I'm going to anyway. But like, the thing is, Like, if you truly are at the end of your rope with your kid, then I could definitely see this robot as being a viable option. Like, you know, if I was at the end of my rope with my own kid and I couldn't figure out a way to relate to them, but I felt like he would relate to a robot, then I'd probably buy it.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like these people are just fucking preying on those parents. You know, they're charging a shitload of money for a robot that may or may not help their child develop social skills, when in reality they're just too lazy to go and do it themselves.
Yeah.
Like, that's
totally.
I don't know. That's my thing about it. It's weird.
Well, another
on
thing
all levels.
I just yeah. Well, I think so. I mean, another thing I just thought of was peer pressure. Like, what if every kid has it, and then it's like a phone.
It's the cool thing.
You don't have one? Yeah. Yeah. So that's another, the peer pressure thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because then it's like kind of out of your hands.
I've got a 2-year-old, man. Like, what are his teenage years gonna do to me, man?
Yeah, that's wild.
That's a ways out right now. Some weird shit's gonna happen between now and then.
It's gonna spin you around, man. It's gonna teach you everything that you thought you knew but you didn't know.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna make you appreciate your parents, and I think it's gonna be awesome for you. I think it's pretty cute.
Yeah.
Pretty cute.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool too.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
There's no robots.
Cool, man. Well, I mean, does anybody here have anything else to impart on the subject that they didn't get to talk about?
Yeah.
I think we're good.
Pretty cool.
All right, Max. Well, do you want to give us a year with us, dude?
Yeah, I'll year it with you. I'll give you a year. Should I just
Thanks for coming on, Max. We love you.
All right, buddy.
Thanks, boys. Love you.